We had a diverse group of participants. They talked at each other unvarnished. Everyone learned from everybody else. And so I am really pleased. As some of the people who came out said, it was historic. We got some consensus on some things. First, I asked everyone in the room, is government needed to play a role in regulating AI? And every single person raised their hands, even though they had diverse views. So that gives us a message here that we have to try to act, as difficult as the process may be.
Elon, what do you say to the senator, sir?
So I think the key point was really that it's important for us to have a referee, just as you have a referee in a sports game, or all sports games, and that the games are better for it to ensure that the players play the rules, play fairly. I think it is important for similar reasons to have a regulator which you can think of as a referee, to ensure that companies take actions that are safe and in the interest of the general public. I think the probability of there being some sort of AI regulatory agency that stands on its own, similar to the FAA or FCC, is likely at some point. You think so? I think so. Now, the reason that I've been such an advocate for AI safety in advance of sort of anything terrible happening is that I think the consequences of AI going wrong are severe. So we have to be proactive rather than reactive. In the past, if you take, say, and I'm being somewhat late for, speaking of regulators, I'm a little late for the FAA, I'm meeting with the FAA.
We don't want to hold you up.
Sure, but yeah, if you take the example of say, seatbelts. Seatbelts were opposed by the auto industry for a very long time, even though the data was very clear that they're safe, that they radically improve deaths and injuries. So, we don't want to be in that situation where we're fighting regulations, even though there's a safety thing. We can't wait for millions of people to die in auto accidents. And it's important to just elevate the question here. The question is really one of civilizational risk. So it's not like one group versus another, one group of humans versus another. It's like, hey, this is something that's potentially risky for all humans everywhere. Very important to understand that.
Huge opportunities, curing cancer, education, and huge risks. And I think that was the big tension. Risks that people are talking about, civilization-sized risks. Maybe not so big in terms of the percentage, but very smart people have concerns about some very big risks. So, and then the other tension I think in the room there is open source, right? Is this open to everybody versus a more closed system? And it's the same issues with regard to risk and reward. And then finally, one area of agreement, American leadership is critical. Won't happen without American leadership. You don't want China leading on this. I think that's, I would say, unanimous.
Regulations are on the table, and I believe they are a reality in this field. It's a brand new field, and I think it needs some guidance.
Anything that stood out to you the most during the meeting?
Well, I looked at the diversity of the people on the panel, and they represent all segments, and they seem to be in general agreement toward moving forward together.